Oh, is that one?
And we are live. Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Tom, and welcome to the episode of the podcast. I am joined by two very cool people today. On my left is Josh.
Hello.
Pinard?
Prinsloo.
Close enough. On my left is Josh Prinsloo. On my right is Rosco Roman.
That's what's
And they are from a very cool band in Cape Town called...
Fruit
up.
vendor.
Fruit vendor, yo. Fruit vendor. That's what's up.
With a dose of this and a dose of that, I mix it all together, now it's so damn packed. Got the flow in place with the roll in bass. Make no mistake, this illness has to go. Can I get a beat? Can I get a little bit? Can I get a little bit more? Can I get a beat? Can I get a little bit? Can I get a little bit more? Can I get a beat? Can I get a little bit? Can I get a little bit more? Can I get a beat? Can I get a little bit?
Alright, cool. And thank you very much for you guys joining us today. We're going to chat about a couple of cool things. We have a traditional South African potjie as well, with some thuisgebakte brood
Thuis.
as well. So thank you very much for joining. Alright, guys. So, where would you like to start with the potjie, or would you like to start with the
Bro,
interview?
I think I'm hungry, so yeah, let's
Okay,
get
cool.
Into the
let's
potjie.
get into the potjie.
Alright, so today we have a traditional potjie. Can you rip off that piece of
Woo!
fabric over there? So we have some
Oh.
South African cooked bread as well.
Yum.
So it's got some rosemary. No, it doesn't. Sorry, it's got thyme. I handpicked the thyme myself. I need help to find out which one it was in the garden.
And it was on time.
It was late. Sorry.
I just want to put it out there that both of you guys struggle with timing. Both of you guys he's terrible with timing when playing live, like he's terrible. And then Josh always points out my timing issues, but Josh...
I'm the guy that has to edit your timing issues.
Yeah, at least I'm on time in the studio. You know, where.
It's
All right.
about time.
It's all about time, guys.
All right, cool. So I didn't bring the balls in. All right, give me a moment.
Oh,
Creak, creak.
A little bit of mood music.
Over there, so please grab a bowl and help yourselves as well.
Cool.
Yeah, thank
So
you.
this is all being recorded, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So we get the nice chewing.
So this is actually a lifestyle program.
Yeah.
Forget all that chewing. Can we dish it? Or
Yeah,
what do you
dish.
do?
Go for it. Go for it. You see the...
Woo.
Yum.
Yummy,
I
yummy.
keep running. I keep forgetting where I need to put this.
Put it in front, man. Yeah.
Mm.
So are we meant to eat the butter with the...
No. I should...
I mean the bread with the potjie.
Yeah. You can have it before. You can have it after.
It's so salty. Here's a
On
knife, Josh.
point.
Josh, here's a knife, by the way, if you want a
Mm.
knife. I have all the knives by me.
That is good. So
Do you
made
want?
this
Yeah. I was given a step-by-step recipe to
from your mom?
no,
Oh,
from my dad. So my dad's like, I've made this for a while, and then I'm like, okay, Dad, what do I need to do? Next thing, 10 minutes later, he was still giving me instructions.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's quite a cool recipe, because you then take the thyme and you pull off the stem, and then you take a knife and you hit it with the flat end of a knife to release the flavor. Don't know what that means, but apparently it seems to work.
And what is the
Well
brown?
done.
The brown ingredient? Is it an
Is
olive?
olives.
It's actually good. So I just want to tell you a story. The first time I had
No, please don't.
And what?
he cooked. I was in his studio and he cooked. And he cooked macaroni and cheese.
It was more like Mount Macaroni.
It was more like you know when the white sauce is not good and it just tastes too powdery. That's what happened.
Wow.
The best part of it was the cheese on top.
The cheese on top was
I hope
good.
the potjie's gonna
No. The potjie came out.
blow our mind.
Yeah, hopefully it'll blow my mind as well.
This bread is blowing my mind now.
Yeah. And it didn't actually take that long to prepare as well. Yeah.
Shout out to Ezekiel chilling in the back of the studio. Shout out Ezekiel.
Can you pass me a piece of bread there, Rosco, please?
He's actually our new guitarist. he just needs to compress 10 years of practice into months.
Into 2
2 months. 2 months exactly.
So we got this gig, right? Could you?
Yeah.
Please start practicing.
Yeah. So please, as a fork here as well. Josh, can you please give me a piece of butter? Or Rosco.
Rosco will do the honors.
That's perfect. That's perfect. And the other one. And the other one. All right.
Are we dishing this, by the way?
No, just dish up for it, guys.
Is it spoons?
There's forks. We used forks last time.
We'll get a spoon sponsorship for the Pottery Podcast Studios.
So you guys have obviously done interviews before, right? But have you ever been fed food like this at an interview?
No. Totally unique idea.
Take that, everyone else. Yeah.
Yeah.
SABC3, Nolene, I'll wait for your phone.
Yeah. Yeah, just make sure they don't steal it. They'll hire some guy named Potgieter and then
The
create their own
podcast.
show. Yeah.
We're gonna have an intermission break because Tom needs to get spoons because otherwise this
Are
is
you
not
just
gonna
not
work.
coping? Alright.
Yeah.
Cut.
Cut. Intermission break.
Mood music.
He just brought me some spoon for this food. I'm feeling so good. Yeah.
Alright. Yeah.
I'm gonna dish for real now.
Yeah. Why don't you let him frontman with skills like that? Hey, you know? Just
He must. I actually told him he must start rapping now.
Yeah. Or at least get him to like do some hip hop dancing in your.
I don't know why he's shying away.
He can also actually sort of sing as
Get
well.
a lot of chicks that way.
Mm.
In my experience.
Thanks, Josh, for that tip. I'll make sure to take it down and
Take it to heart.
straight to heart, bro. I'm gonna take
Yeah.
it straight to heart.
Can I hit you guys with an awfully stupid joke?
Okay.
I thought of this last night, and I'm a little bit too proud of it. But how do you know you're in a Christian church in South Africa? When they go hallelujah, no, definitely.
Yeah. Hallelujah. Yeah. Well done, Tom. For you
I had a good laugh when I thought of it last night. It was
This is tasty.
yeah.
Wow, this is good. This one's good, Tom.
You're welcome, guys.
What was the previous one? Not good?
No, the previous one was good,
It
but his
was-
dad made the previous one.
I helped him make the previous one as well. But no, this one's more of a fruity one as well. So we put some orange juice and some
Oh, no wonder
apricot
it's so
jam in
sweet.
as well.
It's nice.
Could
and
taste
sweet.
the apricot immediately.
Except we ran out of potatoes, so we thought everything. I went to got the groceries and anything. We got to the kitchen to cook, and I checked in the veggie basket, and there were 4 potatoes left. So yeah.
So every episode's gonna have a different recipe.
I was planning on doing something spicy, but this kind of, I chatted to my dad, like, what could we make? He said, well, I've got this one. Because I said, can we do something fruity? Because of fruit vendor. And
Cool. I know.
Yeah.
Great idea.
I tried to buy a watermelon as well, but they're just very hard to find right now.
He's got a cool story about the watermelon, what we did with the watermelon. Josh at the one competition.
So we've got this gimmick that we do when we're playing gigs. Depending on the size of the gig, we throw fruits into the audience. We didn't do it at the gig that you came to, though.
Yeah, you had them in the basket.
They had them in the basket. But
Like a
usually what
similar
we do is,
concept?
hey,
Similar concept of with a song on it?
yeah, there's a few concepts that we sort of use fruit as the sort of as the key vehicle, so to speak.
Yeah.
And usually, if it's a bigger audience, we throw fruits into the audience, so we'll make people sing along, and we get them to sing along, and the person that screams the loudest gets a fruit thrown at them.
Got hardcore
And
fans,
then-
eh?
Yeah, and then they actually feel quite proud that they got a fruit, because when we first started doing it, I would say, "Who wants a fruit?" And then people look at you with a sort of blank expression.
Yeah.
Why would I want some
Want a
fruit if
fruit.
I'm hanging out at the music gig? but it's almost like, you know, other artists will throw T-shirts or merch
Yeah.
into the audience and
And
whatever.
fruit's like cheaper, so it's, you know, just
Yeah,
yeah.
But at the one gig, we threw a watermelon into the audience.
No,
Yeah.
Jeez, like it's quite heavy. How did that go?
Well,
Well,
I
You
I
didn't,
couldn't throw it really. I had to give it to the girl.
because she shouted so loud.
She shouted so loud.
Oh,
I
okay,
mean,
that's
we've
cool.
got it. We've got it on.
Yeah.
We've got the footage of it as well.
Yeah.
It's
But Flip,
incredibly
like,
crazy.
What do you do at that point? Like, I mean, you're at this gig with a watermelon. You just like put it down on the ground and keep going.
But they couldn't see it, right? The watermelon was hidden away from them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hit it off stage.
Oh, so you just say you'll get a
And,
fruit, kind of.
So throughout the night, we were throwing fruits into the audience, just the normal,
Mhm.
the normal small ones
Yeah.
like apples and bananas and that. And then
I'm gonna teach you how to do it. It goes like this. Can I get a beat? Can I get a little bit? Can I get a little bit more?
Because also once you throw the first fruit and people see, oh, this is legit, and then
Yeah.
everybody's for it because they like wants a fruit, but like who doesn't want the fruit? Like it's just like you don't have to peel it or anything. You can just eat unless it's a
Yeah.
banana or an orange.
Yeah.
But yeah, we started throwing fruits into the
Yeah.
audience and people just like grabbing at it and stuff. And
Yeah.
then this one was like, he said, well, I got a unique, a big one for whoever screams the loudest.
yeah,
And this girl went berserk. She's like, yeah.
it's so funny because we were in this dark club, you know,
Oh my.
and people
Yeah, I
are,
know
people
the-
are drinking and getting drunk, and here we are throwing these fruits into the audience, and this group of girls just going crazy for this big watermelon.
I
you
did
know,
that.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and I actually saw this girl at, I think it was Tiger Valley Mall, like a month later or whatever, and like we didn't talk to each other, but it was almost like it was like a moment.
Like when you just looked at together
she was
and
like,
yeah.
hey, fruit vendor, you know, which I thought was
Yeah.
that's the whole aim, anyways, with these little elements.
But now we're going to come to a part of the show called For the Record. Now, what For the Record is I want to ask you about a couple of your lyrics and stuff, and ask you kind of what you're talking about here, or what was going through your mind at the time. This is not going to only be for Fruit Vendor, but also for Watch Me When I'm... Is that correct? Watch me...
Watch me when I'm taller.
Just
Watch me when
gotta
I'm
check
taller.
my notes as well. So the first lyric I want to throw at you is, there are multitudes in my hometown. Now that's from the bridge of Oliver Twist. Now, what are you talking about there? Kind of, I was gonna pull out, you know, the whole bridge. You know, I'm hungry and I'm thirsty. I can't live on only bread alone. So could explain what was going on there? What are you writing about? What you're talking about?
Yeah, so Oliver Twist is actually quite a special song, really, because I use the analogy of eating like we're doing now, and nutrition as a metaphor for inner goodness, you know. So in context, that song is really just speaking about, you know, there are so many people in our city who are not just only in our city, the world over, who are lost, you know, spiritually, and who are hungry for something more, you know, for something that is more than just the mundane, more than just going through life feeling sad or depressed or whatever. And that song is really, it's really about telling them that. I mean, if you listen to the chorus of the song, the chorus is literally one line, can I get a little bit more?
Yeah.
You know, and that's why the song is called Oliver Twist, because
Yeah.
it's an allusion to the book.
Yeah.
Where
Oliver Twist, yes.
where Oliver, he's an orphan, and he's living in this orphanage, and he asks for more, and it's almost like it's almost like he feels like he can't ask for more, but he's got the audacity to ask for more, and then you know how the story goes, he gets kicked out of the orphanage and all of that. But when we're saying, can I get a little bit more, we're saying, well, there is more, and you may not encounter it yet, or you may not know that there is more to life than just the daily slog and the daily grind.
And especially the start of the bridge as well, because that's I'm hungry and I'm thirsty.
Yeah.
I can't live on only
Yeah,
bread
yeah.
alone.
Yeah.
And that song actually, you know, it's one of our call and response songs where people just sing along to it at the live gigs because it's catchy, and they sing it back to us as well. and that's also the song that we use to start handing out the fruits at gigs.
Yeah.
And it's such a good song live. Like, you guys are so tight. Like, it's just ba 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 ba. That's
Yeah, it was also the first song that we wrote in the group setting. So usually what happens what has happened in the past, and I mean it still does, there are different approaches, but it's the first song where we got together and we kind of workshopped the song from the ground up, and so the band had sort of equal say in writing their own. They usually do have this equal say in writing their parts,
but
usually
this where the process started
for that song. Obviously, I mean, if you look at guys like the Beatles or whatever, there were two songwriters in that band who wrote the words and the lyrics primarily. That was John Lennon and Paul McCartney. So sometimes that's a good approach, to have guys who go away and then come with a song and then the band puts it together. But Oliver Twist was one where it was a corporate effort. Yeah. I hope that answers the question.
No, that definitely does. And like, it's I think, am I right in saying if you were to say somebody one song that kind of can sum up Fruit Vendor as a band, would it be Oliver Twist? Or is there a better example?
There's a few examples, actually.
There's a few examples. Like, our style is very different. I mean, all the songs have a different approach, but definitely is
up there.
It's definitely a sound that will grow more as we explore that sort of style.
And also the way the way things are is written now is that it's based off what we've been through, and so it's not. It's almost like it might sound like a cliche or cheesy, but we're telling a story of what we go through and stuff like that. So one of the songs, Real Job, I think you might, I don't know, but Real Job is also one of the hits, and that's one of the songs that before Josh recruited us into the band and became a band setup, that was one of the songs that he was known for. Like, he would go around and people would know Real Job, and Oliver Twist falls under that category, but like there's
under a different era of Fruit Vendor as well.
No,
would it fall under a different era, or
because the sound changed?
The sound changed a little bit, but what we've done with the album now is we've updated. So we've updated some of the old stuff. So Real Job, it was on the first EP when it was just me, and now we've brought it into sort of a band format where everybody gets
so
to
updated it.
We've updated it for the current sound, because we also felt that a lot of the songs that were on the first EP, and especially the first EP, because they were incubating for a couple of years before it was recorded, it would be a waste not to include them on the official release. But I think what Rosco is trying to say is that Real Job, it's like an anthem, and it was written. It was written in the hope that we one day play it at a big venue like Wembley Stadium, but any equivalent will do. Of course, we wanna play at the local ones first. You know, your Kirsten Bosch's.
But dude, like
whatever.
That's, like your songs are they really struck a chord. So can I move on to the next song? All right, now one of my favorites and the one I'm really looking forward to on your album, and I've heard it once and I've heard it live, but Bone to Bone, and that song struck a chord with me, and it's talking about your family, and just maybe a bit of background on the song.
I don't think that one's coming out in this album, eh?
No.
Oh.
We were we decided on what songs were gonna make the cut for the first album, and that song was written after we made that decision. It's actually one of the more recent ones.
Sure.
It was actually written for the Barleycorn Music
and is that the one
contest.
you won with?
Yes, so we won.
Yo, guys,
grand
good
prize.
song.
And we are still, thanks to Barleycorn and Mars Music.
Mars Music.
We are still basically operating off of the spoils of that.
Sure.
Of that win. Not only did we buy some studio gear and all that, but I'm going to the Cape Town School of Songwriting starting next week.
Sure, via Barleycorn.
Via that win. And a few other things. But to answer the question about the song, yes, it is about family, and because it was written for the competition, it had to be an original song that had never been performed before, never been heard.
Sure.
And that was basically the
also very
equalizing
South African
factor. Yeah. they didn't say that it needed to be South African, but
Yeah.
we wanted
Yeah.
it to be
Very, very
South
significant.
African.
But
and
it
very
is such, especially
Yeah.
when you talk about the Cook Sisters 30 Rand donuts.
Yeah.
Oh, Josh, tell them about how you came to that line. That was funny though.
the Cook Sisters and the donuts.
Yeah.
So the second verse goes, I love it when we get together just to make moments with coffee and Cook Sisters and the 30 Rands donuts with biltong and whole nuts, the youngsters and the grown-ups telling us the stories of how they got grown up. And
Man, I love that song so much. Yo.
so where did it come from? I was gonna say 20 Rand donuts, but then I asked my wife, how much do donuts cost nowadays? Is it like a party of 3 like us? Is it going to be substantial? So she said, no, make it 30 Rand.
It sounds more round as I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
sound like, okay,
The
cool.
30 Rand donuts.
Because also, like, when you say it now, and the 20 Rands donuts, it's like,
Yeah,
ah,
it's
no,
not like,
no.
nah,
The
it
impact
doesn't
isn't
pop
there.
as
Yeah.
much.
Maybe it's the alliteration or something.
Yeah.
But really, that was that second verse of the song. Of course, the first verse is like the sort of the introduction. The second verse was the sort of the body of it, and the bridge was the punchline.
Yeah.
But the second verse was actually the thing that really made people go like, wow. Obviously, when we played it,
That first night,
as soon as the
wow.
band, like I started on guitar and was sang the first half of the first verse, and then the band joined. Rosco and Jason joined in, and as soon as the groove came in, people were already in it. You know?
They were
So
hooked,
we
bro.
had them, and when we look back at the footage, it's like, wow, it was really
Yeah.
a magical moment. And because here we're coming with this R&B song with the South African content, and we're speaking about our culture, our family background,
Yeah.
and specifically our culture. And then going into the second verse, speaking about Cook Sisters, Cape Town culture,
Yeah.
Um,
I've been to many live gigs, but never have I heard the word Cook Sister come up
Yeah, yeah.
before, and it's wrong. I
Yeah,
think
yeah. And the amazing thing for me is, on a side note, like which was very special to me, was one of my heroes, David Kramer. He was scrolling through Facebook, and he's affiliated with Barleycorn Music. And I played with him a couple of years ago at the Cape Town Folk Fest at the Baxter. He was the headliner, I was the opener. And he was scrolling through his Facebook and saw, Fruit Vendor win Barleycorn music songwriting contest. And then he actually phoned me to congratulate me, or congratulate us. So he phoned me because he knows me.
Yeah.
And that for me was, he just said, he was listening to the song, he dug it. He wasn't like quite convinced, but then the second verse came in and it was all about the local flavor and whatever.
Yeah.
And he just loved that because obviously if you're familiar with his catalog, it's all about South African culture.
Yeah.
And that for me was like,
And that's
put me
what
on the right track.
That's
you
what
know.
sells now, like
Yeah.
when people can relate to your music, and I think
Mm.
that's what sells across the board with our music, is that it's so relatable. Like you were saying, like that struck a chord,
Yeah.
and I think that's what we try to walk away with, even in our live performances, is that it's not just a good show of music, but like where you actually walk away thinking about, yo, did you hear that? Especially, I remember when we played it live the first time at Barleycorn, and just using this line again, coffee and the 30 Rands donuts. When we said that, the crowd just went crazy. They just like, yo. Especially there was a group of ladies in front as well, and they also just went crazy for that line because it was just.
And my wife loves it. She actually, after I'd finished writing the song, she was like, wow, I really miss my family now. I really want to go hang out with them. So she literally went to her mom's house and just spent the afternoon with him because
it captures those. I think it's, as adults we don't have it as much, but as kids you'd go to your aunt's place and you'd be there for like a Saturday, and just you'd be there the entire day and you wouldn't do anything. And as adults, like I just remember being thrown back to swimming in my aunt's pool when we lived down the road and just sitting there and like reminiscing.
And it's also for us, it's like the to summarize the song, I mean, I don't like to preach the message of the song because I like everybody to have their own interpretation. But for me, it definitely was. Look, we're all getting older, and we've got cares now. Like we're not just playing in the pool like you said, or those days where you were at your granny's house and playing around outside. You're gone, and your grandparents, or they're old or they've passed away.
Yeah.
And your aunties and uncles are also
they're getting there as well.
So it's like that for me was like, I mean, the first verse goes I love it when the mountains adorned in clouds, and I know that everybody might just wanna hang out. And I love it when my home it becomes a full house with my father and my brother and my whole tribe. Now we're lighting up the bride with the TV on the game, with the women making salads and the Mexican steak, like forever and a day since I saw my cousin Nanny talking about family. Blood is thicker than brandy. So it's all of these references to like,
oh man,
it's all of these references to. I wanted the symbolism or the imagery to immediately send you to that place, you know, where it's like you're outside, you're hanging out with your father and your brother. My brother lives in Johannesburg, so I see him maybe once a year.
Sure.
But when we all get together, it's
that time.
It's just that time, you know. You're having a braai.
Yeah.
And in my culture or in my family, the women are in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And, you know,
yeah, like
not to be, you know,
No, no,
yeah, not to be sexist
or whatever, but that's how it's like in my culture, and it's just the men are at the braai, and it's South African culture, but it's like men are at the braai, or potjie like we're having now. Some beers, you know, whatever, and the women are they preparing some amazing delicacies, salads and dessert and all of these amazing things that are so ingrained in us. I mean, and that's why I also use words like biltong.
Yeah.
I wanted to say droevoors, but it's quite a pronunciation, you know. So,
but I think, you know, so many times, and I'm more in the indie blues side of things, and I can tell you, we have this mindset that we have to write about away from South Africa, and I think that's what's missing, because there's two extremes. There's the stuck in South Africa, not looking forward at all, so we'll only write about things. And I think some music, and then you get the opposite of we won't write anything about South Africa. And I feel you guys are sitting in the middle ground of that, where
blending it.
Yeah, man.
That's exactly.
Move on to the last one for the record, and this is now a "Watch Me When I'm Taller" song. It's called "Beautiful Town." So
it's called Cape Town.
Oh, so what? Well, that's okay. Well, in your history is our
Beautiful
foundation.
Town.
Yeah. So, in your history is our foundation, people converging in our rotation, people of the world, can you see your foundation? Beautiful town, beautiful town. Obviously about Cape Town, you know, the most beautiful town in South Africa. Suck it, Joburg.
Joburg is beautiful.
But book us for
Book
gigs.
us for gigs. Joburg will book us for gigs, please.
I'm just joking, Joburg.
Yeah.
At least it's not Bloemfontein, you know. Just
whoops. But
cut this out, Rosco, please.
So, Watch Me When I'm Taller. Should I get into the background of it, or just the song? Just the song.
Just as in a couple of sentences, if I was like, quickly tell me about the song.
Okay, cool. So Cape Town, we wrote, myself and Josh. We make up the whole thing about we make up the whole backbone of Watch Me When I'm Taller, and we wrote the song Cape Town to pay homage to Cape Town, because this is where we're from. So if you all through the song, we just pay homage to Cape Town, just like the different the diversities in culture, the sounds, what you see, where you find yourself. There's just so many things. And then Josh in the bridge, he has a very cool rap verse where he actually raps about something that's a very near and dear to him, about his folks moving to Joburg, and like he didn't understand why he had to move to Joburg and stuff like that. It's actually quite intense rap verse, because some people listen to it and then they're like, oh, that came out. Yeah, so it's quite intense, that whole song. I don't know if you also want to add to that about Cape Town.
Yeah, like I think you nailed it on the head there. Like at the time there was a lot of negativity. I mean, there still is a lot of negativity about living in Cape Town. What is our place in the world, kind of thing? What is the basis for being here? I mean, our guitarist Adrian, he's moved to Berlin now, and you can't blame the guy for wanting to pursue a better life, you know, if such a thing exists. But so there's a lot of that in the atmosphere, you know, and this song speaks about, the chorus goes, Cape Town, we will not lay down, we will not go easily, we will not die. And it's all about it's basically, you know, you guys can be negative and you can be naysayers or whatever about Cape Town and South Africa in general, but this is the place, man.
It's a place
This
to
is our
be.
home.
This is
This
our
is
home.
our
You know,
home,
you
yeah.
can go all over the world, but you'll always wanna.
Come
I've
back
got
home.
family who live overseas, and they always come back. You know.
Yeah.
And people it's funny because someone recently said that I just ordered myself a whole box of cream soda. 'Cause you can't get cream soda anywhere
Mm.
else but in South Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just stuff like that. Like they would say, like you are miss
Yeah.
the rotis, or
Yeah,
I miss
yeah.
that curry, or
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
you
Mm.
miss that smell.
And I mean,
Yes.
I was privileged enough to go to America for a month in 2016 on tour with a musical.
Sure.
And when we got to the end, man, I was so happy to be back. And
Yeah.
and that's not because anything against Americans, but
I think it's just not home.
it was just, I mean, it was amazing to be in New York and play in all these amazing places, but then you come back and something as simple as going to spa or whatever it is, and the
Mm.
cashier, having a conversation with the cashier, and they're smiling at you,
Yeah.
and they in good spirits.
Yeah.
You know, you can make a joke with them. And we often hear about people coming to Cape Town, South Africa. They're like, you guys are so friendly and so accommodating,
Mm.
which you don't know. We take it for granted, and then you come to
Yeah.
another country, and you're like,
Mm.
whoa, this is
Yeah.
hectic.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt when I was in America. It was like,
Mm.
it was very hard
Yeah.
to spark up idle conversation with people.
Like you can bump into someone and say, "Oh,
Mm.
sorry," and
Yeah.
start
And
a
here you bump
conversation
into
after
somebody that knows somebody, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, I know this
Yeah,
that.
person."
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like, "Oh,
exactly.
Yeah, the worst is they say, oh, you're a musician. Do you know so and so? He practices guitar down the street. Yeah.
Down the street, or like, oh, do you? If you're like from Mitchell's Plain, they ask, "Oh, do you know this person from Mitchell's Plain?" You're like, "Mitchell's Plain is quite big."
Yeah,
like,
it's huge.
Yeah. Mm.
So that song was really, it was just, most of our songs, they've got a hopeful message at the heart,
Yeah.
and it's it's one thing to talk about all the bad days. I mean,
Yeah.
we got this song called Giants, which was also another one of the songs that people
Yeah.
really related to a lot. And
Mm.
the second verse is all about politics.
Yeah.
It's basically just saying how screwed up our government is, but the song ends on a
Yeah.
hopeful note. And maybe that's also, like the sound of our band, apart from the fact that we've got all this amazing music and the grooves and all of that stuff, it's authentic and it's real. And like Rosco said in the second verse of Cape Town, get all personal there, but that's us, man.
Mm.
It may be the reason that we're not able to get onto radio or not commercial enough, but actually if you come to one of our gigs, you'll see how
You'll see
commercial it
it.
is, you know.
most definitely. Man. That's what's up.
We've got like a fly epidemic in Cape Town at the moment. We do apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flies. What's
Mm.
up, flies?
Yeah.
Yeah, but guys, I mean, like I was saying to Roscoe the other day, I love Cape Town. I spent the first 8 years of my life in Limpopo, and Cape Town has been my home, and quite sad to be saying goodbye to Cape Town for a little while.
Potter is moving away.
Yeah, the Pottery Studios is moving away from Cape Town, which this is probably the first announcement of it. Surprise!
What's up?
Yeah, but like we were coming back from Hermanus on the weekend, and I said my favorite part of coming into Cape Town is when you pop over Solaris Pass and you just see your home. You see the
the vista.
mountains,
Yeah, you just see that.
and I have no delusions of grandeur that Cape Town doesn't have its problems, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like it's our home, and
Yeah.
every place has problems.
Every
and
place has problems.
Yeah.
Every family has
Mm.
problems. Every there's problems no matter where you go.
Mm.
But it's what you make of it and like how you tackle it, man. And like I love what we wrote in Cape Town.
Okay,
It's
can we?
like
I think we've just had a. Oh, this one's still forming. So sorry, just keep going. Yeah.
what we love to do is just like that hope, that message of hope that Josh was speaking about. It's just like we will not go easily.
Mm.
We will not die. It's like that's it, man. It's like
So guys, thank you very much for watching. We've come to the end of this. And before I wrap up, I just quickly want to give it over to the fruit vendor guys so they can tell you what's coming up quite soon. So guys, over to you.
Well, we're just at the bottom of our
CD
our
album.
production of our album. First Fruit Vendor album, first full-length album.
Woo!
And I'd say we're about 95% done. And thereafter, we're going into a 2-month crowdfunding campaign. And we hope that you get involved, get behind us so that we can get this music out there.
Yeah.
All right. And where can they go find the crowdfunding information?
It's not live yet, but it's going to be on the website, and we will let you know if you follow all of our social medias, as well as yeah, we're everywhere online. So
To pop up on the screens.
It'll be in the link down below.
Yeah.
And yeah, so guys, please go and support them. One of South Africans, I think a truly original and unique South African band, and they've been going for years. And I know I'm stoked for this album. I definitely want to get a copy of it. So go and support them as well. Check them out on Instagram as well. And yeah, go find out because they're playing all over the show. They're very interesting to watch live and great group of guys. So thanks for watching.